Testing, testing. Hello. Welcome everyone to the GNet Users Group meeting. We're impressed. Look at this. We've got a full house. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. So we're thrilled to have all of you here, and we have a very exciting and educational session planned. So Grid Technologies, as always, looking for ways to open up opportunities for global growth, collaboration and connectivity, where we strongly believe the future of our industry will thrive. To date, we have over 4,300 transportation companies connected to GNet across the globe, 68 countries, 6 continents, and growing every day. We are also integrated with over 45 of the world's finest reservation systems. We do have a flyer at the booth. If you're interested in knowing which systems, by all means stop by booth 63 and we'll show you. So today we're thrilled to be launching GNet Connect, the latest supercharged advancement of our GNet platform, which most of you are familiar with. It'll be giving you more tools to do less work and make more money. So let's get started. Mr. Ken Lucci is our first speaker.
I have to tell you, I'm pretty humbled to be here when I talk to Amir this week. By the way, Amir's doing great. He just had a little bit of COVID. He's fantastic. He just didn't want to give it to any of you because he's a hugging kind of guy, right? So I'm just going to introduce a couple of things we put together for our financial and future of the industry report, which is 85 pages. And at the end of the day, first thing we're going to do is going to talk about airline passenger transportation. But everything that we came across as far as the analysis we've done, all of the feeder industries are growing like a hockey stick. Airline, corporate, luxury hotel, private aviation, meetings and groups, this is only the tip of the iceberg. But we're going to talk a little bit about increasing total transaction revenue or total client revenue, and how to turn one transfer into 2 or 4 with connectivity to increase your revenue and profit. And it's all about connectivity. Without connectivity, you can't do it. This is the global air travel forecast from 2023 to 2052. International passenger growth is growing at 5% compounded annual growth rate a year. Domestic is growing at almost 4%. By 2042, 45% of all passenger travel is going to be from the international segment. Every session you see me do ever, and every webinar you see us do is going to have this here, because this is critically important to the growth of this industry, along with connectivity. This is U.S. only. U.S. only travel is at the moment about 872 million people get on planes domestically. And look at 2030, close to 1 billion people from the United States, only U.S. citizens, get on those planes, domestic employments. This is the corporate space. This was a GBTA survey. This is from the GBTA Economic Impact Study, and Evans Public Relations did an NLA survey. 67% of the reason corporations use us is air travel, air transportation. 86% is sedan and SUV. That's where we need the most connectivity. That's where we need the most improved technology. If we lose corporate airport trips, we lose the entire corporate market. We've reviewed 270 companies, and we have some stubborn operators who said to me, I'm leaving airport transfers. This is what happens to their business in every single case. They lose market share because if you don't do it, somebody else is going to do it. And we don't want the TNCs doing it. The problem is our travel coordinators are aging out. Our corporate travelers are using apps. Everybody that we're interfacing with is not interested, that we will come to interface with, is not interested in phone calls and emails. They're interested in total connectivity. Uber is continuously targeting the corporate group. How do I know that? All I do is sit and read analyst reports. I look at Uber's analyst reports every single month that it comes out, and I highlight the problems they're having, and I highlight what they're trying to do. Here's an interesting statistic we came across when we did the report. 3 out of 4 trips in an airplane are for personal reasons. Now, we all fight for the shrinking pie that is corporate. And it's shrinking not because corporations are not traveling. It's shrinking because our technology is challenged, and the people we compete with for disruptors have slews. They have probably 10 times the number of people in this room as programmers trying to take our corporate market. Now, the good news is, airline passengers who travel for personal reasons, most of them, the good ones that we want, reside in suburban areas in wealthy zip codes. By the way, 82% of all private travel, those decisions are made by women. Maybe because guys won't ask for directions. So we fight for 16%, we're leaving 76% on the table that requires connectivity and technology improvements. Here's how people get to the airport. This is critically important. 16% is rideshare. These are home airports. This is from my house to the airport. TNCs are not trusted. Why? Now, this is from an analyst reports, by the way. If there's anybody from Uber in the room, you have to show yourself and disclose. 15% of Uber by reservation trips are no-shows. 20% of pre-8 a.m. suburban pickups are no-shows. Why? Uber cannot control, direct, or compel drivers to be in a certain place to take acceptable trips. That is critically important to the growth of our industry. That's not going to change. They have an Achilles heel in their tech platform. It's in every single analyst report. They can't overcome it because they can't compel the driver to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning like you guys do. How many times you guys have to make phone calls and say, get out of bed, if not, we're going to go to the next person. You've got the systems in place to get the drivers on the road for the most important trips. This is the market that we need to master because Uber cannot. It's the suburban wealthy zip codes that are 45 minutes to an hour away from international airports. Our value proposition is much better than the TNC disruptors. Advanced assigned chauffeurs, 15-minute on location spot time, guaranteed on-time service, door-to-door luggage, inside greets, and the safest transportation available. I don't know about you, Mrs. Smith, but I really don't want a random TNC Uber driver or taxi driver knowing that I'm going out of town for 10 days. That's why people trust us. So that's the market that we need to figure out from a tech perspective and a connectivity perspective, along with ease of use on our corporate side of our business that we need to perfect. These are the 25 busiest airports in the United States. Why do I bring that up? I don't want to see everybody go out and get huge fleets again because we don't know what's going to happen in 2025. The easiest thing that you can do is sell more trips to your existing customers through connectivity. These are the 25 busiest domestic airports. These are the 25 busiest worldwide. By the way, all of this data is in the report that we have. It's 85 pages. The question is, who are your affiliates in these markets? If you're a smaller operator, don't try to go out and do 550 cities and get an affiliate manager and sit there to go from 0 to 20 trips internationally. Find out where your people are going and say, I can provide transportation, and I guarantee you most of it is going to be focused around the 25 domestic airports and the 25 worldwide airports. So these are the top 20 international destinations for U.S. tourists and leisure. Why am I telling you that? Because on social media, perhaps instead of talking about how bad sedan and SUV business is, we let every client know that we can provide service in those cities. Every email that you send out should say, we have people going to these locations. We can help you with the safest, most reliable, connected, one financial transaction. You don't have to give your debit card out internationally. Those are the top 10 trending international destinations. Those are where airlines are focusing this year on their marketing advertising. Because we read every analyst reports, they must use the same research companies because those are the top 10. Who are your affiliates in these markets? Do your clients know that you serve those markets? Are you promoting secure global transportation on social media and in all of your email correspondence? And are you asking your clients? So this is the financial ramifications we worked on with a client. You take one transfer that's $144 in a sedan, you make about $57 after you pay all your expenses. If you turn that into a round trip, you make $115 versus $57. If you turn it into farm out legs, 1 or 2, you make a grand total of $201. So you take one transaction, one phone call, one reservationist order on the telephone, and you turn it into 4 legs. And that's the profitability improvement that you have without buying another piece of equipment, without taking out another loan. It's just sitting there. So, how do you do it? This is oversimplified, but these are the steps it takes to increase total client revenue. Now, here's the good news. Oh, by the way, Men's Warehouse does this to me all the time. I bought 2 pair of jeans yesterday. You know, the waist might be a little bit bigger than the last time I bought them. And the lady said, hey, you know, if you buy a 3rd pair of jeans, you get it half price because you have a credit. That's the stuff that we need to be doing as an industry. Not selling jeans, but giving loyalty points out. So anybody who's interested in doing this, one of the keys I said this year is I'm not just going to give a talk, I'm going to give you everybody the opportunity to spend time after the show and perfect this for your business and answer any questions you have. So take down info@drivingtransactions.com and put in the subject line, exclusive GNet user webinar, and we will set up 90 minutes with Q&A, with worksheets and action items. Now, I will tell you the key to this is simple. Our industry is growing at 2.67% compounded annual growth rate. Airlines are at 5. Corporate travel is about 6.5. Meetings and events internationally are going to grow by 10%. If we do not have open connectivity and improved technology, we will continue to grow at compounded annual growth rate of less than gross domestic product. What does that mean? We're not going to grow. This is the integration list from GNet. The secret to this industry is best in class technology, regardless of who brings it to the table, and open connectivity that is controlled by the industry. Open connectivity means not controlled by one person, or things out of our control, or entities out of our control. If I was an operator today, and the only reason I'm telling you is I have to sell these businesses, and I have to disappoint some sellers when they think their businesses are worth a lot of money. Lack of open connectivity, lack of new technology, and funnels and roadblocks for connectivity and technology is killing this industry. I have no dog in the hunt. Companies are going to sell regardless. But I don't want to see my friends lose any more market share to TNCs that don't pay their workers, their modern day worker exploitation. What's keeping our industry from growing is absolutely not the price of the trip. It's lack of connectivity, it's connectivity roadblocks, and it's people putting up the roadblocks when other technology tries to come into this industry that flat out is better than they've ever produced. We need to be open as an industry, and we need to push our providers for more open connectivity. Sorry, I went over. Actually, I'm not. 12 minutes, that's a record I'm not over.
Okay.
Woo! I apologize. The most important job I had today was introducing a doctor. Dr. Vikan Tachich. Now, you're going from about 110 IQ points to about 175 IQ points. So please enjoy.
Thank you, Ken. Hello, everyone. My name is Vikan Tachich, Olympus 4. And my topic today will be a little bit different. I will talk about something that is very close to my heart. My background is in IT and engineering, so I will be talking a little bit about AI. So, before we start, I have a question for you. So, can you please raise your hand if you are using any form of AI nowadays? So that's pretty much 80%. Okay. Another question. Can you please raise your hand if you used AI 6 years ago? Okay, there is one person there. Okay, good. So yeah, there is a big reason for that, and I will explain why is that so. I want to talk today about AI, how it all started, and to kind of demystify what it is and what it isn't. So AI is definitely not a new thing. My first project in AI was in 2005, so 20 years ago. And AI as a concept started right after the Second World War, believe it or not. And AI nowadays is, how to say that, it's just a technology that is very well known in the engineering circles. It's called neural networks, with some kind of add-ons that I will explain. So, just a brief history. Everything started right after the Second World War by a guy from MIT who managed to simulate how the neural cells in the brain work, right? And then there is another guy who, in the 70s, he managed to connect those neurons in the computer network and create so-called neural network. That is the backbone of nowadays AI. Main goal of neural networks as the backbone, as the back end of all AIs that you know nowadays, is pretty much mimicking the structure of the brain, right? It's foundation for all the models, and nowadays we have much more computing power than even 5-10 years ago, and it allowed us actually to be where we are nowadays with the AI. Oversimplified, neural network is just the red dots that you're seeing there is a weight, now they call it weights, from 0 to 1, and you have some data coming in, and this data is also some kind of numbers, right? It's going through the network, it's being multiplied and added through the network, and then you have some kind of output. So let me just give you an example. The project I just mentioned 20 years ago was for a clinical center, and what we did, we were trying to predict diabetes in people. So we were taking 24 parameters from a human body, weight, height, blood numbers, and so on, and we just put it in the beginning of this network, right? And we used to have 512 of these red dots. It was just random numbers. To the human, it's just random numbers, but it was trained on a big data set. So we were just putting in these numbers, and it predicted whether the person can have or has any kind of diabetes, right? So remember, we're talking about 512 nodes. Nowadays, we're talking about 70 billion parameters. So that's why the neural networks nowadays are giving the results that you're seeing. So why you didn't use the AI 6 years ago? Because there was one critical moment, I think 2020, where a couple of scientists released a scientific paper called "Attention is All We Need," and this paper kind of broke down how we can feed in the human language in the beginning, right? So it was very easy to feed medical data, right? The height is a number, number of blood cells, and so on. It's very easy to feed it in and to get a result. But for human language, it was very, very difficult. So what these guys did, they made it possible to feed sentences, longer texts, by breaking down texts into tokens. So only a couple of letters consist of actually made one token, and that's how they fed it into the neural network. and it was possible to predict the next token. So how the neural networks are working nowadays is it's very important. If you can just take one thing from this session is it's not smart, it's not conscious, it's just giving you the most plausible set of tokens after what you said before, right? It's only that, it's a statistical model and doing nothing else. So this is pretty much what I just said. It's a pattern based, and now scientists are trying to figure out a way how it can make it, how they can make it more more smart, or they want to achieve this AGI, the general consciousness, and they're trying to do it via different approaches now. So the AI that you have seen, I'll be a little bit brave and say it's nothing special. It's just mimicking human language. It's just mimicking what you expect to see after what you said or asked. It's just giving you the most plausible answer based on the huge training set that it had before, right? New model now is consisting of different models, different agents, and these agents are actually talking to each other and giving you much smarter answer. So this is the next big thing that is coming. The only problem is that if we let's say release it and allow it to do whatever it wants, then we might have an issue. But as of now, I think we're safe. So in business travel, it's worth mentioning that it's being used heavily nowadays. Lots of travel companies are using it for streamlined booking processes. Also, one big thing is in the retail travel to make custom packages for people, knowing their whole history. AI is reading their email history, their chat, and is giving personalized preference set for their travel. Obviously, customer service is one big thing or one big application sector, but I personally believe, based on my experience in Lumos 4, that AI in customer service in our industry is maybe not that appropriate. I don't think you will ever see a robot welcoming you in Ritz-Carlton. So I also don't think we should be sending chatbots to our customers. So these are some other examples from the travel industry. Airlines. I have a couple of friends from airlines. They're telling me that they have big projects in the dynamic pricing sector. Hotels again, they're using it for personalizing it. And in Lumos 4, what we actually do at the moment is not much, but we use it heavily for coding because we have our own software, and we've been using it for coding since a couple of years already. We use it because we have more than 1,000 partners all over the world. We use AI for invoice validation. So AI is scanning for IBAN number or bank account numbers. If everything's fine on the invoice and so on, it's pretty much checking and giving a green light so it can be released. And we're also using it for quite some time for errorless entry of bookings. So directly from email, it's generated to our software as a booking, so it doesn't have to. We don't have any more manual processes. Yeah, so there are some concerns that are coming with AI. So lots of people are asking themselves, are they going to lose their job? My answer would be yes. If you're not using AI properly, yes, I would say yes. Then another big point, especially for us in Europe. Data privacy, what's happening with all the data that we're feeding it. luckily, there are lots of open LLMs or open AIs that allow for local running of AI, and that you don't have to send your data anywhere. It can run in your office pretty much. And the last point is the human touch, right? I'm more convinced that we should really keep the human touch in our industry, because that's what differentiates us from other drone transportation providers. And we should rather use AI for improving the processes, maybe for training our people, training our chauffeurs and back office people by using AI to improve the human touch. So what can you do, right? I have never seen any industry running this fast. So almost every week you will have crazy news in AI, so you need to pretty much stay on top of it. You need to invest in training. Train your staff. Be careful about data privacy, what you send to the AI. Always go for premium models, don't use the free AIs. Otherwise you become the product of your data. If you're using any external companies that will help you with this, please choose wisely, because there are lots of companies out there that are not good in this sector. So yeah, that would be my touch on this topic. And also I have to say that what Ken showed here. So there are all these softwares out there. I can tell you that all these softwares need to go AI in the next 5 years, or they will disappear. But regardless of whether they are AI or not, connectivity system is crucial. So two AIs will be always connected via technology like GNet to streamline the data, to normalize the data, because two AIs might have different standards, and you always need a guaranteed way to correctly communicate between two systems. So this is my prediction for the future. Thank you. And now we have Colin from A1A.
How's it going? I really wasn't nervous last night. Wasn't nervous like 40 minutes ago, but now being up here, I'm pretty nervous. But that was all great, and AI is taking our jobs, and corporate travelers are traveling anymore, so that's cool. But we actually haven't talked about GNet at all, and so that's what I think we're all here for, figuring out like what is GNet, what do we use it for. In its simplest form, like the very tip of the iceberg, what GNet is it allows companies on different software, Santa Cruz, Livery Coach, Limo Anywhere, to send and receive jobs automatically. It goes right into their system. I don't have to call, send over an email, like, I don't know. But it goes right into the system. You get an automatic confirmation number. You have driver information, all that. Right there. So that's at its simplest form. What I use it for in its day-to-day, or in my day-to-day, is finding affiliates on their live map key. So, we get reservations in these remote locations, who knows where, how and why they're traveling there, I don't know. But they're like in a village somewhere. I'm like, what's going on here? I don't know. Have they ever seen an Escalade? Maybe. I got distracted. But yeah, so I go onto their live map. I can type in an an airport code, whether it's HPN, MCO, whatever it may be, and a list of affiliates comes up right there. It's got the name, website, phone number, whatever I need. I go on their website. Hey, you guys service, this area? Yes, great. I just sent over a GNet request, get the code, send it right there, it's confirmed, I have their confirmation number. My dispatchers, you know, they don't have to call, you have driver information? No. All right, 10 minutes later. You have driver information? No. All right, 10 minutes later, so on and so forth. It's all right there. All right, so now you're saving time by just, you know, not constantly calling. It also eliminates, oh, you know what, I didn't bring my notepad up here, I just realized. I'm freestyling. But,
And Paul.
that's just, I mean, I just use it every day, like, I just can do that. So, yeah. Timestamps, that's what I want to talk about too. Because it is all right there, like you have some accounts that will not pay you unless they have, you know, driver's start time, when he was on location, when he left, when he finally dropped off. Now your accounting team, they don't need to do that either. Hey, you never sent over, you know, trip statuses, anything like that. It's all right there, you can see it. All right, you send it right to the customer. Here's when our driver was on location, and here's how many hours it took, all that. The other thing that I quite strongly suggest getting it for is like, especially like the smaller companies, when you're the HR, your accounting, your driver, your everybody, like you don't really have time to do all that stuff. Like I was just saying, you got a passenger on board. You can't be like, can't answer my call and be like, dude, I don't have driver information yet. Like, leave me alone. It has like GNet Connect. It's coming out with like, it has your accounting, it has your bookkeeping, you know, your certificates of liability. You put them all right there. It tells you when they expire. Like this is all, it's all free too, and it's all on one website. It's called GNet, and that's why, you know, I strongly suggest it, especially for the smaller operators, like just to save time. It also eliminates the human error, right? Like when your CSRs and dispatchers are looking at a screen for, it's their 7th hour in 30 minutes, and they're just like let me go. And then they get a reservation in, and it's like 4 stops, international phone number, all this stuff. You're like, they're probably, they might make a mistake in entering that, all right? This way, the less hands are on it, the better. So you just send it over. Your CSR, he was fresh, he just got in, he put it all in, he sent it over, no emails, all right? So your dispatcher doesn't have to put that in, and he thinks an 8 looks like a 0, and next thing you know, you can't reach the passenger, whoever it may be, to get them. Also, hold on. Did I say the lab map? I did.
You're doing great, buddy.
All right, appreciate it. Oh, the last thing I want to talk about is the staff at GNet. They're freaking amazing. Like every time. There's no, I don't know the answer column, like, hey, this GNet reservation I just sent over got an error message. They're like, you know, we'll work on it, we'll call Limo Anywhere, you know, we'll call Ground Widgets for you. And they reply with an answer, 5-10 minutes. And if they can't find an answer, you can guarantee that they're gonna follow up with you, you know, hey, still working on this, hey, you know, we're waiting on this code to come through, whatever it may be. They're responsive, very nice. Ram, he's probably like just so tired of me every day. I'm emailing him like, I need a code for this, you know, whatever it is, and he's always there for me. But yeah, status updates, automatic confirmation numbers, driver information, live map, accounting. That's the very, very tip of the iceberg. It has so much more features, and you guys can utilize them probably better than I could. And that's all for me. Get on GNet, please. In New York.
Good job, Tom. Good job.
Thank you.
You did great. Hello, everyone. My name is Paul Pasternak. I'm at Legends Limousine Worldwide in New York City. Glad to see so many people came. Wow, great turnout, and now what we're here for is GNet. Colin hit a lot of great points, so I'm just gonna touch on some of them with a little more detail. Let's start with just getting GNet. It's no subscription fees, right? Really? So you pay $0 to have GNet. Imagine that, guys. Paying $0 to actually have an app. You know, exactly, connectivity. Now, when you actually do need GNet, yes, a fee applies. It's a $1 fee, $1. Out of all the people here, is $1 gonna make you close the doors to your business? Really, honestly, it's not. However, that $1 to me, in my role as a director of affiliate relations, time is a very, very important commodity, I think, to all of us. Me as a director of affiliate relations, Colin as an affiliate manager, our time is much different per se than some of you who are actual owners, who are CFOs, who are COOs, who are CEOs. Your time is a lot more important. It's a higher commodity to you. However, life doesn't stop because you get a reservation that you need to farm out. Your son calls, you got the soccer game, your wife calls, you gotta pick this up. Somebody called out, they're sick, your dispatcher is arguing with the driver. You just had an incident at the airport. You still gotta farm out that reservation. How easy would it be just to push one button and boom, that reservation's done. You got a confirmation number, live updates, all of that good stuff. You don't have to worry about, God, did they put in the reservation right? My company, we do a lot of car seat transfers. Those affiliates that work with me know this very well about me. I am very, very anal when it comes to car seats. Very. GNet allows my affiliates to see the car seats, so I know there is no human error. The only error that could possibly happen is if one of my staff members put the reservation in incorrectly, and that's a whole different topic and issue. So again, there's no fees, $1 fee, get it. It's gonna save you time. Time. And really, one point Colin brought up is, let's say you don't have GNet, you wanna farm something out. Realistically, how many phone calls do you think it's gonna take? Please, anybody. How many phone calls? 4? 10. 10, that's a good answer. What if I told you sometimes it could take 20? Would you believe me?
No.
Right. I'm just gonna give you a quick synopsis. Hey, how you doing? It's Paul from Legends. Hey, you have availability? Great, how much? 1 phone call. I send the reservation. 2nd phone call. Hey, you got my confirmation? Great. Send me a reservation confirmation. Confirmation comes in, they did something wrong. 3rd phone call. 4th phone call to follow up if they redid the new confirmation. 6th phone call, can you send me the confirmation now that's been updated? 7th phone call, driver info, you don't have it now. 8th, 9th phone call. Then I call the driver, he's not picking up. Then I call the office. Hold on, let me call my driver. Great, my customer's still on hold though. They're still on hold, waiting. Where is my car? After about the 15th phone call, I'm ready to break my screen out of frustration. Out of frustration, literally, because I don't understand why I need to make 15 phone calls, spend 30 minutes of my day getting one reservation covered. One. I'll give you a great example. Today, actively, I have, I think, about 14 reservations happening worldwide, all of them sent through GNet. I slept like a baby last night knowing I sent them through GNet because I know my dispatcher is going to get those live updates, driver info, all of that good stuff. Pretty much the only thing I have to worry about at that point is if, God forbid, an incident happens on the road. You know, it's really the peace of mind, people. It's the time. Also, whether you're a large company, medium, small, everybody has a farm out process. Some people have 2 steps, some people have 10, depending on the size of your company. Does every staff member you have know how to farm out a job to any affiliate you have in your system right now? Meaning, if I were to call your company right now and say, hey, listen, I have a client going here. Can that reservationist process that farm out, send me the confirmation, contact the affiliate, get the driver details, all of that good stuff, because that's realistically the whole process of it that they're gonna have to go through. Why not just use GNet? One push of a button, that's it. You don't really need to train somebody how to kind of hit a button. You do have to kind of show them the interface. I mean, obviously things go into it, but it's much less time consuming showing somebody how to operate GNet than it is kind of going to the whole farm out system. Again, you might have one farm out, you might have 20. It doesn't matter. It's literally the ease of access, ease of use, peace of mind, time. Time very valuable. I hate wasting my time. Literally farming jobs out. Like I hate sending quote requests. Do I do it? Absolutely, I have to. That's my job. But GNet allows all of this to be done. One-stop shop. Farmhouse access. How many people use that? Farmhouse access in GNet allows you to get a quote instantly. You don't even need to pick up the phone and call. We're going to roll it out hopefully in 2 weeks on my end, where I'll be giving certain affiliates of mine access. You guys can get your quotes instantaneously off of GNet, whatever that price is, that's the price. Everybody knows me, I don't go back on my prices. If I give you a price, it is what it is. The live map, Colin, great thing. I could wake up at any time, go on the live map, find an affiliate, cross-reference them with the NLA website if I really need to. All of that good stuff. In case I don't want to use the live map, directory search. Type in the city, state, airport code. You'll find the affiliate, not one. Sometimes you'll find literally 40 of them. Timestamps, huge too, very important. Great point you brought up. There are certain accounts, timestamps. They need to know what time they were picked up, what time they were dropped off. How's this? Yeah, okay, Paul, but you can put in whatever time. Okay, but they'll know if that person wasn't picked up at that time, or if they wasn't dropped off. Too much of it, like so much goes into play. It's just simple. Use GNet. Timestamp picked up, dropped off, boom. My billing department doesn't have to spend 5 phone calls calling your billing department, trying to get pickup times, drop off times, all of that. Some people think it's silly. Why do you need that? It's not silly, because just like Colin brought up, my invoice won't get paid and I'll lose a very good account. And that's their only requirement, pick up and drop off times. GNet allows me to service that account, literally. Let's see, timestamps we got, time. That's for me, that's my biggest thing, is the time it saves me. I'm looking at this list of all these companies integrated with GNet. So legitimately, I don't think anybody has an excuse, unless, listen, if the dollar is that much to you, call me, I'll pay the dollar for you. Okay, seriously. One point I will make though, and you will start to see slowly certain companies will not want to do business with you if you do not have GNet. Simply, it's not because we don't like you, it's because we want to save time. This is just one of our requirements. And just as like Ken showed, technology is taken over. A statistic that stood out to me is the corporate users, the corporate bookers now, they don't want to call or email. And these are your clients, so if your clients don't want to do that, why would you want to still do that? If they're demanding for you to have better technology so they can, kind of give you the reservations, why wouldn't you want to also improve your technology to GNet? Where, at the end of the day, I personally, I only want to use GNet. In the next 6 months, I'm fully going to only work with companies who are on GNet. It just saves time, and really it does save money too, guys. I know there's a fee, but really think about it. One error on a reservation, whether it's human error, timing, whatever the mistake is greater than $1. For some people, it could be a $250,000 account. For some people, it could be a great client. So don't procrastinate. These people are phenomenal at GNet. Me personally, my interactions with them, anytime I needed help, they would not let me go until they resolved the issue. And it didn't even matter what time. So phenomenal people. I really love their technology. I'm not getting paid for this, so this is a free will endorsement. This is something I truly believe in. This is something that's going to change our industry, better our industry, especially with GNet Connect, the different features. Think about it as a marketplace for us internally, where we control. We pretty much control it. No one else, nobody else is telling us, well, no, you have to set this price. No, it's up to us. So on that note, thank you so much. Such a pleasure. Thank you to the NLA and Chauffeur Driven for putting on such a great show again. Look forward to the next coming days, and glad to see everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Paul, Colin. like to welcome Monobot, one of our third-party vendors integrated with GNet Connect. Monobot has been working very closely with Grid to offer our GNet Connect community a virtual AI assistant solution specific for the ground transportation industry. Let's welcome Todd Hollenberg from Monobot.
Yasmin, thank you so much. We are really honored to be part of this group and be participating in this conversation. And it's Sunday morning, and I was listening to Ken, and I think I was getting, limo religion this morning. Thank you, Ken. That was really, you could feel the passion. And I hope you feel something in our presentation. I'm Todd Hollenberg. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Monobot, and I'm excited to be here with you. Operators, some of these questions have already been addressed in some detail here, but we are really focused on this concept of the upsell, making sure that on every customer contact, there is a chance for that customer to talk about their destination city or their second destination city and their travel needs there. We are also wanting to ask you about are your answering service folks, are they remembering to ask about the destination city? Are they thinking about that upsell to drive that revenue that Kim so perfectly illustrated in his chart there? And then lastly, are you picking up your chat requests? You have a chat button on your website. Is it getting responded to in a timely way? And are you sure that all your phone calls are getting picked up? Well, if any of these questions and thoughts that we've been hearing in this panel so far are resonating with you and making you think about maybe some different approaches, the Monobot team would like to offer you to think about an AI assistant. This assistant is human-like, doesn't try to fool anybody, but it's human-like. It engages in normal human conversation. It takes calls. It responds to chats. It, of course, takes orders and places them in your system through GNet. It captures leads, and it can upsell on every contact. This AI is always available. It's always going to come across professionally. And this assistant is going to know as much about your business on day one as your best employee. I have with me here this morning Kirill Makarov. He's our head of sales, and he's going to come up here and show you how our voice agent is working.
Thank you, Todd. So before we jump into the recording, we're going to show you a little bit of the interface that our system offers to you. This is Monobot. This is the back end. If you'd like to get involved with us, this is what you'll see. Oh, sure, yeah, thank you. And this is basically where you can configure the bot and tell it what to act as. This is a bot configured for one of our clients called Loon Limo. They're based in Minneapolis. We have a knowledge base that would be specific to your business, and it would allow the bot to know exactly what your business is like, what your services are like, what it provides, and of course, I ruined the presentation. This means the room. All right. You can also configure the bot to talk in different languages. If you wanted to speak in Spanish, you can do that. You don't even have to speak Spanish. You can just configure it in English, and it will translate everything for you. You can speak in a female voice, a male voice, different accents, whatever you like. Lots of other cool settings that you can use, which we can talk about when you visit us at our booth, I hope. And finally, of course, we have the Tools tab, which allows you to integrate with wonderful systems like GNet. And I feel like I've been talking for way too long, so I'm going to switch over to the video. And
Welcome to Loon Limo, where excellence drives every journey. I'm your AI assistant, here to provide personalized support. How can I help you?
I want to make a reservation.
Please provide as much information as possible, like the pickup and drop-off locations, pickup date and time, and the number of passengers.
Pickup Hilton downtown Minneapolis, drop off MSP Airport.
For your airport trip, could you please provide the pickup date and time, the number of passengers, and the flight number? Also, let me know how many pieces of luggage you'll have.
February 15th, 7 a.m., 2 passengers, 3 pieces of luggage.
Do you have the flight number available? And would you need a child seat for the trip?
Flight number DL2709. I don't need a child seat.
Thank you for the details. I'll now check the available vehicles for 2 passengers with 3 pieces of luggage. This may take a moment. We have 2 vehicle options for you. A luxury sedan, which can accommodate up to 3 passengers and 4 pieces of luggage, and a luxury SUV, which can accommodate up to 6 passengers and 6 pieces of luggage. Which one would you prefer?
Sedan.
Great choice. Now, could you please provide your first name, last name, phone number, and email address to proceed with the reservation?
Veronica Lopez, phone number 628-200-1265.
Thank you, Veronica. Could you please provide your email address?
vlopez@gmail.com.
Thank you, Veronica. Just to confirm, your email address is vlopez@gmail.com. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you for confirming. I'll now proceed with your reservation for a luxury sedan from Hilton downtown Minneapolis to MSP Airport on February 15th at 7 a.m. Please hold on for a moment. Your reservation is complete. The reservation ID is 15288, and the total amount is $222.21. A confirmation email has been sent to you. Would you like to book a return trip as well?
Yes, please.
Great. Would you like to reuse your personal details for the return trip? Also, please provide the pickup date, time, and location for the return trip.
Yes. The return trip will be in the reverse direction from the airport to the hotel on February 25th at 6 p.m.
Thank you. How many passengers and pieces of luggage will you have for the return trip?
2 passengers and 3 pieces of luggage.
Thank you. Let me find the available vehicles for your return trip. This may take a moment. For your return trip, we have the same vehicle options, a luxury sedan and a luxury SUV. Would you like to choose the luxury sedan again?
Yes.
Perfect. I'll proceed with the reservation for your return trip. This may take a moment. Your return trip reservation is complete. The reservation ID is 15485, and the total amount is $222.21. An email confirmation has been sent to you. If you have any more questions or need further assistance, feel free to ask.
That's it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Veronica. If you need anything else, don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great trip.
Thank you. I hope most of you caught that there was an upsell there at the end. We didn't have to train any staff, and of course you can configure your bot to upsell on wherever your client is going. In fact, you can look up the flight and have the bot say, hey, I see you're going to Austin, Texas, for example. Why don't we hook you up with a limo right over there? And before I hand it off back to Todd, I just wanted to say that if there's anything that you didn't like about this presentation or about how the bot responded, this is custom for a particular client of ours. Come talk to us if there's something like, oh, hey, we want to do chat instead of voice. That's okay. Chat is easier. If you want to use your own app, that's okay. Come talk to us. You don't like the color scheme? I don't know. Black and white, a little too pre-coded for me. That's cool. Come talk to us. We have a wonderful development team. We'll be really happy to work with you. And thanks again so much for your time.
Thank you, Kirill. Thank you. So we were just showing that we're doing that upsell. That bot is never going to miss that opportunity to ask for the next leg of the journey, and of course can be configured in many different ways. Get back to the. Can you know? We need to look back to the slides. That's okay. It really does. You know what? It does.
Yeah, sure.
It's close by. That's okay. Okay. All right, Paul. Okay, this one? Yeah, that's good. Okay, good. So, Paul was talking about his time and the value of his time, and I don't know if you noticed, that order took a little over 3 minutes to complete. And Ken was talking about the need for apps, and I think you're stating that there's not really an app that's easy for people to use right now. So in the time when there's not this app, this process still makes it really easy for those executive assistants to execute an order in 3 to 5 minutes that might otherwise take them 10 or 15. So it's a big time saver, it's accurate, it always does the upsell, it's always available 24/7, and it's always going to come across professionally. I'm going to move along here. I just want to point out that we can this bot is highly configurable. We can configure it for any kind of ground transportation company. In this case, our friends at Need Bus Charter, they do a lot of business through Yelp. They're watching for that request a quote service where a customer can request a service from many different vendors all at one time. And if you're using that request if you're one of those vendors who received that request, it's important to answer quickly. We've designed a solution for Gene at Need Bus Charter where our AI assistant is listening for those requests for quotes. When it sees it, it immediately responds back to the customer through Yelp and provides them a quote. It really ups his win rate. Monobot is, of course, integrated with GNet, and we're so happy about that. I want to just point out we're also integrated, for example, with Flight Radar 24, so we can validate flight numbers and also validate destination cities. In addition, we're integrated with telephony systems like Ring Central, if any of you are using that, contact center solutions like Genesis, and also robotic process automation companies like Ascentex. There's other integrations that you see on the list in the middle of the slide. If any of those are intriguing, we would love to speak with you. We'll be floating around the GNet booth with Yasmin and team. All right, what's next? Yes. Hero gave me a really nice quote. I'm going to give it myself, but as we heard today earlier, AI is just a tool. It's not magic, but you've seen some of the power of it just now. It's not magic, but if you work with us, it'll feel like magic. Thank you all.
Thank you again for that. That was very impressive, Team Monobot. Thank you. We're excited. So last but not least, we'd like to introduce GNet Connect, and we have a little video to show you, which will be followed with time for Q&A. I'm sure there's some questions afterwards. So Reza, if you don't mind.
Okay,
That's
my job is easy.
Volume. All right, here we go.
Meet Mario. Mario is a 15-car limousine operator who has been in the business for 20 plus years. Mario has one of the most reputable businesses in town, but having a reputable business isn't enough with all these complicated processes. SEO, AdWords, apps, dispatch systems, manual coordination, human error, missed deadlines for expired insurance and permits. Mamma mia! Mario was getting overwhelmed. Sure, he had a great reputation, but there was no way he could keep up with all of this and run his business. One day, an affiliate told him about GNet Connect, powered by Grid Technologies, a single platform that connects the world of transportation. So, Mario logged on to his computer and signed up for GNet Connect. The GNet support team helped him get his company fully set up with easy-to-follow instructions. Thanks to GNet Connect, Mario can spend his marketing dollars wisely while accessing partners across the globe in one easy-to-use platform. Now, with his professional profile, Mario can showcase his business, connect with partners, and attract new clients with no web developer needed, saving him thousands in website costs. With smart document management, he can keep all his licenses, permits, and insurance in one secure place and share what he chooses with his partners in a single click. Automatic reminders reduce the risk of lost paperwork or missed deadlines, meaning he'll never miss another renewal. With market insights, Mario can get real-time data on industry trends and customer preferences, helping him make smarter business decisions. With a global partner network, he can connect with trusted affiliates worldwide, serving clients wherever they travel without extra overhead, meaning he can expand without hiring more staff or opening new offices. Now, not only does Mario have a reputable business, but he's driving his profits through the roof.
If you're a limousine operator like me, sign up for GNet Connect and get the help you need to grow.
Get more business, do less work. Start your free trial now at gridtechnologies.com.
To the Q&A section of the session. By all means, come visit us also at booth number 63, where our team will be ready to answer questions you have that may not get a chance to be answered today. Now I'd like to introduce Brad Brown and Nader Zafar. Let's start with questions. Anyone?
All right, we have our first question in the back.
I don't need a microphone.
All right, just yell real loud, thank you.
I'm Ace with the all day. My name is Ryan. So in terms of GNet and connecting to new software, say, you know, I was just at UMA and it was all motor coach companies, and I know you're kind of getting this connected, which is great. But for me, like I want to build my own software. I think, you know, some of these software companies are starting to charge crazy prices. And how easy is it for you to connect to a new software someone just develops for you, so you can connect to all these different companies via GNet?
I'll say easy, but I'll pass it to Reza. CTO.
Hello. It's very easy. It's all API driven. We have a few REST APIs. Typically, it takes 2-3 weeks if you have a dedicated team. And we can implement both farm in and farm out, full directional within 2-3 weeks. We have quick start guide, full detailed API documentation. We have YouTube videos, and also.
I don't have a question. I just want to follow up on that. We actually did that, Brian. A couple of months ago, we had all custom custom dispatch system. So it took about 2 weeks, depends on the back end, whatever you have working for you at your software. So yeah, it was pretty easy. Once they provided the documentation, it was very straightforward. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. Thank you for the clarification. Any other questions, please?
Good morning. This is Yaya from Dallas Fort Worth and Yaya Car Service. Actually, we all come here today. We thought this is like a workshop, how to use it and how to work with it. And at the end, we didn't get anything. I'm so sorry for saying that, but hour and a half to just watching people talking, and instead can teach us how to log in, farm out, farm in, if we found any problems, how we can solve it.
Thank you. So we can definitely help serve anyone who needs more information on GNet. We're going to have our booth come on by. We can help you get connected. We can explain the products and services, but we can also talk a little bit real quickly on kind of what it is and how it works.
I also wanted to mention that we do offer what's called Workshop Wednesdays, bi-weekly online. So if you're on Facebook, please join the GNet users private group and you'll be notified every 2 weeks. These sessions, workshops take a lot more one-on-one. It's not something we can do. So I'm sorry if you felt like this was not what you came here to see, but we did send out a brief review of what the session was going to hold. So I hope you learned something from it, and we look forward to helping you learn more. Please come see us in our booth.
And if I can call maybe our affiliate teams up there, people who are using GNet every day, maybe just say a couple of words on how it works for you, getting stuff in and sending stuff out.
Just to Yaya's point, I mean, granted, you wanted to come here to learn something about GNet. This is what I will say to this, and this is first-hand experience. You know who taught me how to use GNet aside from the wonderful team at GNet itself? The man sitting right next to me. Another affiliate of mine, imagine that? I turned to Colin and he literally spent a whole week teaching me the ins and outs, helped me set it up. So his comment, I'm not gonna say is incorrect or false. However, this is why we're all here. We're all here to help one another. If anybody needs help with GNet, do what I did. Turn to another affiliate. I literally turned to him, and whatever he was doing, he stopped, and for a whole week, I have countless emails. And he kept telling me, Paul, don't worry. It's not an inconvenience to me. I'm more than happy to help you. So I think that, again, we're all here for the same reasons. We need to lean on one another, guys. This is what makes our industry unique. At the end of the day, we might be competitors, we might be in the same markets, but at the end of the day, we're all friends. Let's be honest and be real with one another. We're all friends. We're all in the same industry, we all have the same vision, the same goals in mind. Sometimes, I get it, it's not what you expect, but the beauty of it is there's resources out there. It's now just up to you. If you're really serious about GNet, come and talk to me, come and talk to Colin. We'll literally take the time, show you, and help you. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. And then that also shows connections. It's not just technical connections. Good morning. We appreciate the presentation. Our company is using GNet, and I was coming here with my colleague to learn more about GNet. But what we heard is a sales meeting trying to sell your product that we are already convinced for. So I wonder how, because we thought we were going to spend an hour and a half learning about GNet, more things about GNet. We heard about GNet, all of the good things that we already know. I thought it was a meeting for the GNet operators who were already customers. So I'm wondering how can we get more information. We learned a few things, but not precise enough to help us understand. So I'd like to know how those who need more help to how to use GNet, how we should proceed, where we should go, who to speak. Thank you very much for your help. Thank you, and thank you for the question. So we do have our workshop on Wednesdays, which are an online forum for everyone in this room to join. Every Wednesday, if you have specific topics or things you want to cover, send it to us in advance. We'll definitely do it. We do have our full support team who's available to answer any specific questions. And then as we're launching new products and services, we're doing our best to share them at every time. So I hope that answers your question. If you want to have anything specific, you can catch up after. Thank you.
Do y'all have any plans to work with smaller companies and independent operators and kind of get them integrated on GNet?
Which you mean?
Independent operators? Is that?
Yes. Independent operators, we consider those are first-class citizens. So they used to be, hey, this is the guy, you know. Now we're treating them as first-class citizens. The name is I always love it, underestimated. Maybe we should call ESCOs, small operators, because they are a foot soldier of this industry. So I think we have to give them love and attention. So that's original strategy.
So everyone is welcome on GNet from largest to smallest.
Hi, my name is Ivan. I'm from New York. I have a question. Now, are you guys planning to have a live tracking for the drivers to eliminate phone calls for the customers to the company and frustrations? Where is my driver? I can find my driver. Is there any possibility you can have near future live tracking for the companies that use the GNet, and especially for connectivity between the companies. Let's say somebody found out a job and somebody's doing the job, and then there's no driver to be found, and the driver's not picking up the phone. There's situations. Are you guys planning to do anything about that?
Absolutely.
And I have a second question. I'm sorry. You guys collecting a lot of data. I don't know. Nobody's asking this question. You guys are securing all these companies to not use the data in bad ways, because there's a lot of data. There's customer data, there's driver data, there's a lot of data you guys collecting. And how you guys are making sure that this data is not going to be used in some bad ways.
Absolutely. So first question, yes, we are B2B platform, and we provide all messaging for the partners, software partners like Moravak, for example. They can use our platform to serve this data to customers. For example, we have integrated with WhatsApp. So let's say a customer wants to know where is the driver, who's driver, and chat with the chauffeur. They can use our platform. We are not a B2C, but we provide tools and APIs. Yeah, we have that technology. We do have it. Yeah, we have it. But depends on again our partners to use that technology or not. So that's crucial. Why don't you guys, talk to okay. So yeah, we'll do that. So we'll try for this. The second one is security and compliancy. We are certified, Azure certified, so we have a PCI compliancy. All the data are secure, and once the passengers drop off, we wipe all the private data. So we take really serious. So once they drop off the passengers, all the data is gone.
All the data is gone?
Yeah.
So you don't collect the data?
No.
So I hope I can hear the answer to this. It's getting kind of loud in here. But my name is Ryan. I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah, with State Transportation. I'm with Jan, my colleague, our general manager here. We are GNet users, and personally, we found this meeting to be very insightful and have learned quite a bit of things that we want to follow up on and do. So thank you to each of you for doing that. One question I had, and it may not be so GNet specific, but with the AI topic, I'm curious to know if it's on your radar, or if you're working with any softwares out there that are using AI for daily scheduling of chauffeurs. That's one of the things we spend an enormous amount of time on. I'm just wondering if there's a potential AI solution out there, or if it's on your radar at all.
Yeah, in GNet, we don't have. So we have few AI protocols. So we're going to launch it, so we're going to announce it, but it's not related to chauffeur schedule.
I think there is only one software that is doing something like that. It's called Enroute. But other than that, I don't know anyone who's doing it right now.
I apologize to everyone, it's getting kind of loud in the back of the room. So I know we're kind of up against time, but we do want to give more time for questions. If everyone can help us out there at the end, just keep it down a little bit so we can hear the questions.
Yeah, I just want to jump in on the scheduling question. It's clearly a challenge, right, to schedule efficiently and not overschedule or schedule. Let's connect in person. I might have some ideas for you.
Yeah, so I just wanted to, it seems like quite a few people that spoke kind of through shade at you guys. I think you guys did great. If you're coming to this to learn how to use GNet, then you obviously are not doing your due diligence, right? Like, why would I sign up for a software and then come to something like expecting training? I'm going to do that online. But I did have a question. So, we had some people that had asked about, working with new software companies, working, with you guys and how easy it was to integrate. My question on that so when a company works with you guys, do they choose companies that they won't accept on their end, or is it bring their use? I know for example, Little Anywhere is involved with GNet, and then now Move is involved with you guys as well.